Alright, well I'm going to go through how to solve these 6 problems on the Module 17 practice quiz. So the first one says you have f of x equals x squared. Now we have to stretch it vertically by 4 units. We have to move it 3 units to the right and 2 units down. So what we're going to do is stretching it vertically. That's where we're going to put our 4 there. So that's going to make it a little more narrow. Now, when it goes 3 units to the right, remember we don't add 3. This is going to be a minus 3. And then 2 units down means minus 2. And that's it. So the 2 units down, this one goes right here. The 3 units to the right is going to be a minus 3, because remember it goes 3 to the right if you minus 3. And then stretching it 4 vertically, the 4 goes there. There will be a question just like this on the quiz. Okay, so the next one, we have our 3x squared plus 3x equals 18. Now, I broke this down into 2 equations, and I would use Desmos for this one. So what you're going to do is an f of x equals 3x squared plus 3x, and then g of x equals 18, and then wherever they cross, that's going to be your answers. So on Desmos, I already put these in. So f of x equals 3x squared plus 3x, and then g of x equals 18. And then all you're going to have to do is just type where they go. So we have x equals 2, and x equals negative 3. If you put the whole ordered pair in there, I'm fine with that, but just know that your x values are negative 3 and 2. So now on our next one, it's the fireworks problem. So we have h equals negative 4t squared plus 28t plus 32. Again, the easiest one on this would be Desmos. So we're going to put negative 4t squared. So f of x equals negative 4 t squared. I believe it's plus 28t plus 32. Oh, too many variables, sorry. So that would just be f of t. Okay, so now f of t equals negative 4t squared plus 28t plus 32. Let me just double check and yeah, 28t. Okay, so that's the equation. So once you put that in, you can't have a negative time, so you're not going to have negative 1 second, so just get rid of that one. And it's going to be 8 seconds, so it's going to go up in the air, and it's going to come down in 8 seconds. So this would be 8 seconds. All right, so the next one, we have y equals x squared minus 2x plus 1, and we have y equals negative 2x plus 6. Again, I would use Desmos. If you really want to, you can solve it algebraically by setting them equal to each other, or you could graph both of the equations, but I think graphing it on Desmos is going to be the easiest answer there. So you can put y equals x squared minus 2x plus 1. So that's the first equation. Now our next equation, y equals negative 2x plus 6. And there's your linear equation. And if you want, you can zoom in, scroll down a little bit, and it's going to be the answer where they cross both of those. So you're going to get like a negative 2.2, 10.4 or 10.5. Then you would get like 2.2 and 1.5. So where those cross will be your answer. All right, so this next problem, we have a y equals 3x minus 2, and then y equals x squared minus 6. There are multiple ways to solve this. You can solve it algebraically, you can solve it by graphing it by hand, or again, I would recommend using Desmos. As long as you have the tool, might as well use it. So we'll go y equals 3x minus 2. Remember the y equals mx plus b form. The negative 2 is your y-intercept, and your 3 is your slope. So it's going to go up 3 over 1, up 3 over 1. So now our next equation, y equals x squared minus 6. All right, and then where these two graphs cross are going to be your solution. So here's one at 410. And your next one is -1, -5. So that's where those two graphs cross. So those would be the two ordered pairs that you put in. And there will be a question just like this on the quiz on Thursday. And then our last equation, we have f of x equals 3 times x minus 2 plus 5. So what this question's asking is, does it have a minimum or maximum, and what is that? So you're going to have to look at the graph, and do you see how this 3 is positive? That means it's going to open up. And then your what goes up and down, that's going to be a 5. So your graph will look something like this. That would be 2, we'll say that's 5, even though it's not really drawn to scale. So it has a minimum at 5. And that's what we're looking for there. If you have any questions, please reach out to me and I can go through. We do have a Zoom meeting tomorrow at 9 a.m. if you're interested, or just want to drop by and say hi. All right, cool. Thank you very much. Have a great day.